No power on earth, but you can direct your thoughts. And why you use your will to keep your thoughts positive is a matter solely under your control, by Claude M. Bristol. No power on earth, but you can direct your thoughts. And the way you use your will is to keep your thoughts in positive is a matter solely under your control, by Claude M. Bristol. So here we come today and we say, Bill, why'd you select this one? Why'd you select how to be positive? How to really focus on communication, how we relate to others, how we think about ourselves, how we deal with situations. It's because in today's day and age, we have to. No one else is looking out for us. I'm not being negative. I'm just being factual. So we have to look out for ourselves. I'm not trying to be selfish. Actually, just the opposite. I want you to be able to better handle how you represent yourself throughout the day. If you do awesome, great, phenomenal, you're the top 5% out there. I congratulate you. If you're not, or you every once in a while you have a little bit of a gotcha, welcome to the rest of the world. We all struggle the same thing, even myself. My name is Bill, Mr. Bill, and I am also a recovering IT practitioner. I've now done asset management, hardware, software, configuration, anything in between, process, etc., for now 30 years. See, I can definitely relate when that email came in, and I was a IT technician, support technician, and my boss sent me this email, says, start tracking all the assets you're managing within the entire enterprise. And keep in mind, as an end user support technician, I was dealing with data centers, I was dealing with desktops, et cetera. It's like, how am I going to do this? And then I realized it wasn't about me. It's about being able to help the enterprise go that next step. Being able to understand what you're tracking, how it's tracking, help support tickets get down, help my fellow peers be more successful in their role, and multiple different facets. And now I've helped over 4,000 clients around the globe be more successful in their role, whether consultants, practitioners, even leadership, being able to get that connect. So the reason why I talk about today how we think about what we're working on is because we get distracted all the time. Trust me, even today, I'll admit I'm a few minutes late, but the reason why, I got distracted. It happens to everybody. It happens to all of us. I got distracted for things that totally, I knew some things were occurring. They didn't work exactly right. You know what? Best of intentions sometimes don't come out the best of ways. But it's how you react to them is most important, because you think about at the end of the day, as you work through this, it's just a task. I'm not trying to diminish. Maybe that task is a management report that you've been procrastinating on. Okay, so there's some pressure being laid on you. I get it. Or maybe it's a task where you want have your blinders on, you're focused to make it happen. You don't want any distractions, and all of a sudden you have this thing dropped in your lap. I know I do. And I looked at my entire calendar this morning, fully filled the entire day with what I need to get done. I've made about 2 things happen so far. 2 things. I was supposed to have like 5 by now, but that happens. What you have to think about, though, is how you're going to continue moving forward. Is that distraction worth the time? Is that distraction something that you can delegate? Is that distraction something that you can say and push back on and say, okay, I hear you, received 1,000%. Can I get to it later in the week? Can this be a middle of February deliverable? Trust me, you have that ability. 2 weeks out, there you go. It's not going to hurt anything. It may not hurt anything. Just confirm with the other person that's right and communicate that. Because what I found is typically everyone's struggling with exactly the same thing. Our peers are as much as we are. Our stakeholders are having exactly the same problem. They totally get it. They may be in a pinch, totally get it. But At the same time, they may have asked you to have this immediate so they can actually research it for the next 2 weeks. And if you talk with them to say you're under a pinch as well, they may say, can you get to me in a week instead? That's all I'm trying to do. Because as we talk about January, what we've been talking about throughout the entire month is how to plan our next steps. In planning our next steps, even when they're planned, sometimes those distractions will occur. Oh, brain, it just happens. It's one of those things just popped out. There it is. But my point behind that is to help motivate you. We're all struggling with the same thing. So including your peers. So communicate with them. I know a lot of us in IT, and trust me, I used to be this guy as well. I love just doing my own thing. No one bother me. I'm good. It's just the way I work, etc. Great. Trust me. Did I communicate like this 30 years ago? No. And there's a couple other words I'll add to that. Blank, blank, no, I won't do it. I'll make this kid friendly. But my point is, what I found, maturity helps with it a little bit, is being able to go that next step is huge, right? Being able to communicate and relate to others. Trust me, I see it even with what I do today. Other folks in the industry, I hear it all the time, and they're unable to communicate. It drives me insane, like insane. I try to coach them and help them, et cetera, but no, they're going to keep blinders on. And trust me, sometimes you have to, whenever, and stakeholders the same way, sometimes you have to treat them like children. I'll be honest, you have to let them stumble. But that's how they grow, just like your kids, right? And if you don't have kids, you probably have youth or younger brothers and sisters, et cetera. It's like learning how to walk, right? If they fall down, are you going to discourage them from getting up again? Are you going to discourage someone from being able to, for that youth to be able to say, no, it's okay, you don't need to walk. We'll take care of you. You don't need to walk. More than likely, that youth's also going to be pretty determined to move forward. You probably have a little bit of that energy in you, right? Yeah, as we get older, we tend to get beaten down a little bit, but that energy is still there. Trust me, I can count on it. Practitioners I talk to every week, the energy is there. They just need to, sometimes they just need insight as far as where to find it. That's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Trust me, we all have our limitations. We all have our limitations as far as how much we can take and how low it can go. It goes all the way around. But my point behind that is when we think about it with our quotation for today, right? How we manage ourselves is going to help everything else that we do. And I cannot express that nearly enough. And it's like, Bill, but what I need to talk about what I'm doing in my job. Well, I'll be honest. If you walk in the door, start your day and you're in a foul mood, what type of day are you going to have if you keep that foul mood continuing throughout the day? I'll let you answer that for yourself. I know for me, it's not going to be a good day. And it's not that it's not going to be a good day, but I'm going to have a lot of challenges because I have some things I need to work out inside of my own head in order for me to respond properly and effectively to others. That's my only point. And I want you to take this on the last Monday in January to start out 2023, to keep this in mind as you plan everything that you do, as well as you execute, that we have to realize as we plan our days, weeks, months, or even years, depending upon how much planning you've done, think about how you react when things don't go exactly as planned. See, as practitioners, and I've learned this being a hardware asset manager, software asset manager, process manager, CMDB owner, that things will always happen. CMDB, okay, the consultant didn't show up, or the consultant doesn't have the experience that your provider vendor promised you with. They're an expert, but keep in mind they just finished training on the technology last week. And they just started as a consultant the week before, or 3 months before, because prior to that, they were a coder. Happens all the time. And how do you react? Well, it means you may have to roll up your sleeves a little bit and help mentor them. It's not what you signed up for, but think about how you're able to move forward if that's the case. If you're able to help mentor them, let them think about the relationship and what you'll gain by mentoring them a little bit. Now, I'm not saying you should do that to everybody. That's your judgment call. But being able to say, okay, how do we do that? Because what happens in that moment? Again, how you work with them, this is going to be reactionary how they work with you, which means you're going to have a better working relationship. So as you think about this Motivation Monday, I want you to excel in everything you do, 1,000%. And I want you to excel beyond your expectations. Yeah, I said beyond. I didn't say meet expectations. I said beyond your expectations. Because at the end of the day, when you are able to control how you think about things and say, really, and have that understanding versus flying off the handle, and maybe you don't fly off the handle, but say you get a little tense and you don't, but you're able to better manage it, you feel more relaxed. At the end of the day, when you feel more relaxed, that means you're going to have a more effective day in how you communicate with others, whether it's email, verbal, even video, take your pick, right? And at the end of the day, when you do that, you're able to also strive and be your best, which is what I want you to do. It's Mr. Bill. I'm going to sign off. Always have folks that call me. So there you go. I have my own distractions too, so I won't say I don't. But you be safe. Have a great week. Put a comment down below. I'm more than happy to help, whatever I can do. And please reach out if I can do anything whatsoever. Look up the co-op. Be part of us. It's a blast. Trust me. It's never a dull moment. Oh, and the one other thing, I want to put a little nugget out there. We've been talking about roadmaps. And by the way, I'm going to have another one on Tuesday. I'm going to keep this going for a while. If you want to have a discussion about that, schedule some time with me. I'm going to put a link up. It's called oneonone.itmc.org. Set up some time. Let's make it happen. It's no cost to you. It's about helping you being successful in your upcoming year. So if there's anything I can do, please reach out. I'm Mr. Bell here, signing up for the moment. But if you want to look at more, look at the next video. Thank you. Have a great week.